Hi, Jamie here from the Center for Aligned Living, and thank you for tuning in and watching this today. As of right at this moment, where I'm at, it is the beginning of April, and so last month we talked a lot about choices, and I wanted to go in deeper to that this month, and I always think of April showers bring May flowers, so what can we do consciously to make an effort to change our lives over the next 30 days to have something different, a different outcome. A different outcome comes from making different choices. So that's what I wanted to talk to you about today. So I know for me personally, I didn't really know what I was going to do for the month. I had a big month last month, and I sat down and I was journaling, and it just came to me as far as I try to be holistic and look at my entire self when I make changes or try to implement anything new. And so, body, mind, spirit, my body, I would like to focus on strength. So, that's kind of obvious what I might do there as far as strength goes. I feel very weak ever since, a few years ago. I'm running more, getting back into that, increasing my mileage, but I'm still pretty weak, even though, I do some work around here. It's just not enough, and I'm still weak. So I'm going to incorporate a little bit of weight training in. So that's one thing. See what happens. Do it consistently for the next month and just see where I'm at. As far as my mind goes, this is going to be kind of funny. I'm focusing on control. And I do want to talk in depth about that as far as choosing your thoughts, because that's a tricky one for me, and I've always just kind of like run around like a chicken with my head cut off, like I'm at the mercy of my mind. Wrong. I've kind of turned it into a game, and it's kind of fun, and I've seen some big changes already, so it's something that maybe you could think about doing. And then spirit, it's sensitive. I want to trust. I just want to trust my intuition. I want to act upon it. And I'm going to listen, and I'm going to be trusting. I'm going to be open and trusting. So that is what I am looking at during this month of April, and we'll just see what the outcome is. I mean, these are all positive things, and how can it possibly, go wrong? But I said I wanted to talk to you about the choosing your thoughts. I think that a lot of us get stuck in the why. It's like, well, why did they do that? Or why did that happen to me? And I know I've told you I don't like the word victim at all. I don't find it attractive, and I don't want it to be part of me, but responsibility for where you're at in your life right now. If you don't have that, you are kind of living in victimhood. And I know that I was guilty of that for a while, and I am coming out of that because I've taken radical ownership and responsibility for all of my life choices. Yeah, some shitty things happened in the past or whatever, but they weren't all in my control, that's for sure, but how I respond today to those is in my control. And so that's where the mind control thing goes, because really, you may want somebody else to change, but the only way to change them is to change yourself, right? So you look at them differently. Maybe situations won't bother you as much in the future if you look within for the change. So, but I was talking about radical responsibility and control. We really don't have control over anything except for ourselves, our choices, our reactions and responses. And so this game that I've been playing with myself, I think some goofy thoughts sometimes that just do not serve me or anybody around me. And so when those thoughts creep into my head, and they're not even probably reality, they're just something that my ego or something from my past is reaching up and saying, oh, hey, be insecure about this. So it's almost like a comic book. So now I have like this negative self-talk, and it's like, I just go into it like a karate fighter or whatever, and I see these comic book like flash up things like bam, and it's like the first thing is just to notice it, and then it's to reframe it or to come up with something different in its place, even if it's just I've been screaming in my head, irrelevant. I mean, it was right, right? It's helping. It's helping me to see my nonsense. It's helping me to see through my bullshit. It's helping me to see clearer because I want to be part of the solution, no longer part of the problem. And that's what we're doing here at the Center for Aligned Living. We're all working together. We're trying to figure out, how to deal with ourselves. We're in a crazy time. It's a good time. There's so many resources out there and so many tools and so many opportunities. And I think that people are waking up and saying, I don't think that I'm doing this right because life is uncomfortable and I'm always uncomfortable. So, let's address that. Let's give ourselves tools. Let's empower ourselves rather than be victims. Let's empower ourselves to take control of our lives, take control of our minds and our thoughts and what we're doing, and let's have a better life. Let's have the lives that we want. What do you want? When was the last time you asked yourself, what do you actually want? And then, even further, how do you feel? How does it make you feel? If you're having a hard time making a choice, yeah, sometimes all the choices are kind of sucky, but all you have to do is live in that, think about, okay, you have three choices, A, B, C. Put yourself in the position of A like it's already happened and think about it. It's like, okay, so I made this choice A, and that would look like this. Well, how does that feel? Okay, and sit with it for a minute, and then do that with B, and then do that with C. And whichever one of those feels good, you know what feels good and what doesn't. You know what's right and what's wrong, and it's all for you, nobody else. Just think about how it makes you feel, and then make a decision based on that. And that is where we need to start living, is in that little area right there. I think that so many people, they're just like puddles, I'm a big puddle because my energy, my spirit, everything is just elsewhere. I'm pulled in so many different directions. And that's fine. We all have busy lives. We're all very hectic. We all have a lot of irons in the fire. But you can live in the now, and the way that you live in the now is that you pull your spirit back. It's like, I can't really do anything about that right now, so pull yourself back. So don't be a puddle, Pull your spirit back into yourself. I've talked about that for meditation with the breathing, and then call your spirit back wherever it is. Maybe it's with a friend far away, and that's great. Wish them luck, give them a prayer, pull yourself back, because your point of power, okay, is now. And spirit needs to be intact, fully present, to work optimally, okay? I love that word too, optimal. It's like, well, we could puddle, we could flounder, or we can pull our spirit in, be present, be in the moment. Don't worry about the past. Don't be fixated on the future. Do what you can right now. That doesn't mean don't plan, but do what you can right now to have the life that you want. And that's your point of power. That's the now. Pull your spirit into the now. Listen to your intuition. Think about your choices. Think about how they'll make you feel. And then go with the choice that makes you feel the best. I've always told my kids, you can do whatever you want, as long as you're not hurting yourself, you're not hurting anyone else. And, go for it. If you want to learn something new, do it. You might fail, but guess what? You might have the best time of your life. And you might learn something new. You might meet new people. It may send you down a completely different path. You just don't know. So let's not be afraid to try things. Let's be empowered and not victims. Let's not be puddles. Let's pull our spirit in. Chin up, wings out. That's what we're doing here. That's how we want to live. That's how we want to proceed going forward and live in the now. And just rein yourself in. Think about how it makes you feel. Think about what you want. And go towards that. All right? So, beginning of the month, anytime, right now. Right now. What's one thing that you want to change in your life? What's one thing you want to add? What's one thing you want to delete? Let's make that happen. Don't wait for a year. Don't wait till the circumstances are perfect. Because guess what? Perfection is in your mind. It doesn't really exist, right? So let's just be in the present. Let's live in the now. And let's change our lives to how we want it. Alright? So you're going to have difficult conversations. But guess what? If you don't have them, they're just going to get worse. It's just going to carry around. You're just going to carry it. The baggage, the baggage that you didn't deal with. I was a runner. I ran from my problems. And I don't know. I didn't feel good. Ended up with some issues. Working to clear them up. But it's working. And if you start these things, if you try these things, it's going to work for you too. So, we're all on this journey together. We all see the world through our own lenses, through our own perception. Alright? Let's have some grace and compassion for ourselves and for others. Let's try to live aligned with our source. You can call it anything you want. You can call it God, universal life force energy, goddess, Jesus, anything, your spirit, your spark, just your energy. Let's live aligned with that. Nothing too crazy. Just pull yourself back in. And let's just live healthy lives. That's what we're here. We're here to grow. We're here to learn. We're here to experience. And the contrast is important. Don't hate the contrast. Don't resist the contrast. Just, if it doesn't work for you, know that, it's not for me. And go in a different direction. Anyway, we're all on a path, our own individual path. But I think we're all heading to the same destination. We're all walking each other home. I know that's kind of corny, but I don't care. I'm corny. And I'm happy that you're here with me. So, all right, I got to go see a client. And have a great day. Bye.